Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video, where today I'm hoping the audio is a little bit better. I use my camera phone, and with my normal videos I do like a voiceover at the end. I use a Blue Yeti mic plugged into my laptop, but I've watched a couple of videos I guess on YouTube on how to improve your mic sound on your phone. So I've got this little adapter in between my Blue Yeti mic and my phone. I've downloaded this different app for the camera, and I'm hoping that it's all picking up and that you'll actually take the sound from my mic rather than my phone. I guess we'll find out at the end of it. But anyway, I've got a new drill bit today. This is a 4mm. I use a 3.5mm usually. I felt that recently, I don't know, there's a few castings at least where the 3.5 is just a little bit on the smaller side, and I'm hoping that this 4mm will be better. And then I've got a couple of little polishing attachments. I use, or have been using, this kind of thing. What else have I got? And I've got a lot this kind of thing. There's a bigger one here, but I noticed that Austin has been using these. Austin, of course, of Diecast Resurrection, and he's used these, and there's a different, I guess, a different brand or a different, I don't know, maybe softer in the yellow, I'm not sure, and he seems to come up with a really good polished article, so of course that's what I'm aiming for also. So I've grabbed some of those, and then we've got something here that's always nice to see, something from the Matchbox Garage. Oh, there we go. So this is from Rick Hubbard, I think that says. So thank you, Rick. I don't believe I'm expecting anything. Of course, you know, sometimes people let me know if they're going to deliver something. So I imagine this is not an iPhone 6, but there's cars inside. We shall see. We shall see. Right, here we go. It's a nice little box though. I'll keep that because I can send some stuff out myself. Make sure there's no address on here. Nope. Okay. So from Rick Hubbard, the 29th. Today is, I want to say, the 3rd of August. As oh, okay. So as promised. So he must have already mentioned this. I must admit, I do get quite a few messages to say I'm going to send you something, and they just don't come through, which is fair enough. You know, once I think people see the cost of postage, they perhaps change their mind, which I certainly understand. But anyway, so as promised, here is the full Corsair along with the others I bought at the vintage motorcycle event held at Stamford Hall last weekend. Stamford. So is that Stamford? Now I live near a Stamford, or at least it's called Stamford of Hope, or is this a different Stamford? I need to have a look. I think there's a Stamford in Peterborough if I remember rightly, but maybe I'm wrong. A strange place to find old Matchbox toys, I agree, but they were there. Okay. Well, to be honest, I think like vintage motorcycles, vintage cars, vintage anything goes alongside, you know, vintage toys, right? It's kind of sub-genres within the vintage genre. So let's have a little look, see what we've got. And that is a very nice box. I shall definitely be keeping that. And of course this note as well. This will be going on my wall alongside all my other notes. I appreciate every one that I receive. Hey, so we got the Ford Anglia, and I custom restored one of these recently, just probably, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago. Got a sticker on the top there. I customised it into a Harry Potter, you know, the car from Harry Potter, and I actually ended up selling that car, and it's now living life down in Australia. So that's very cool. So this is the Corsair that I think Rick has promised me. So I'll have to try and retrace my messages. Or Rick, if you can just send me another, or obviously put a mention on this video. And she's a beauty. And the good thing is the glass is intact, the tow hook is intact, so this would obviously be a nice restoration. Now, to be honest, I have already done 2 full restorations on the Ford Corsair, so and I do apologise. Obviously, you know, I can get up to 100 messages a day. I try to remember them all, but Rick, if you can, actually there is a little, don't know if you can see that there. There is a tiny little crack in that glass, which is a shame, but it's usable, very usable. If you can send, and I imagine you made a mention on obviously the last Corsair video, so maybe I can just go through the comments on there. But perhaps I'm not too sure whether you wanted to see maybe a restoration on this one, or maybe a customization. Realistically, that's probably more what I'm going to do, having done 2 restorations now. So we've got the Vauxhall Victor, very nice little car. I think I have restored one of these. Do you know what? I've restored so many cars now, I can't remember what I have or haven't done. I know I've definitely had one of these. Something tells me I have restored one of these. Probably not too long ago, actually. But that is very, very cool. Oh wow, I do not have one of these. This is the TV service van, and if I remember rightly, so you got radio rentals. Oh, and you got, that's very cool. And I think they get lost very easily. The rear door on these, or at least people say, oh, you've lost it, but actually it's kind of stuck up in the roof. But quite nice to see the actual rear door on these. I've got a couple of vans, Pickford's removals, and some others that should have these kind of roller shutter doors, and none of them are in place. So it's quite nice to actually see a real one in person. But a nice colour that I can replicate. Shame the glass is broken, but this will be replaceable at model-suppliers.co.uk. Same with the decals on the side, and that will make for quite a nice restoration one day. Cool. So we've got the Royal Tiger coach. Now I have one of these. Just looking around, I can't get to it at the moment. The one I have, if I remember rightly, is painted in like a maroon colour, and it was in an unboxing video a while ago now, probably 2 or 3 months ago, and I thought it was in good condition. I thought it was original. I just bought it from like a boot sale or a car fair, something like that. And then I was obviously told down in the comment section that no, this is in fact been painted over with some parents' kind of nail varnish or whatever it may be. But yeah, thankfully it looks like the glass is all in good condition. The wheels are good. Even the it looks like the base is obviously busted out here. You see, it's got a pin there, and it should be pinned into the side. Looks like the pin's in place, but oh, there you go. So it's a bit of a low rider bus, which would look cool in its own kind of vein, but obviously this should be put back to the original. And I think this is a similar colour, this metallic blue. Oh, it's downstairs in my display cabinet. I've done the Cadillac recently. I think it was a Cadillac, and it had the like a light blue metallic, and then like a gloss light blue on top. So I'll have to try and remember how to do that, and that'll be this whole bus covered. So that was the last of just those few. Obviously, thanks again to Rick Hubbard. Very much appreciated, sir. These cars will, and well, I'd like to think they are in good hands. And yeah, I think I've done these 3 already, which you'll be able to find throughout my channel, but certainly this one and this one will need to be done. And then of course, as I progress and as I improve, and I hope you can see that I am improving really as a restorer, you know, I'll tackle these ones again, and hopefully, you know, in whether it's in a month's time, 2 months time, 6 months time, I'm not going away. So you know, hopefully the more times I do these, the better they can be as I progress as a modeler. I've always considered myself just a YouTuber rather than a modeler, but I think the more I do, the more I'm starting to, I guess, I don't know, consider myself a modeler and really want to improve on my own skills, and of course, you know, the results. But anyway, thanks guys for watching, and see you on the next one.